Hey, I'm so excited to be with you guys today because I'm going to talk about a comment that I get a ton in my feed from men saying, you can never do enough. And the man is talking about how he can never do enough to please his woman. So I want to respond to this, and I could give you my snarky answer. And maybe I'll do that first, and then I'll tell you the full, more complicated response that is fair and kind and loving, because that is who I am. I do not believe in shaming and judging anyone. But initially, what I want to say to the man that says, I can never do enough, that tells me a lot, immediately tells me that you're actually lacking in leadership. I'm not making you wrong. I'm not judging you for that. It's just true. I'll explain why in a minute. You probably never had healthy leadership demonstrated to you. And so when your woman seems to never be satisfied, I'm guessing you shut down and you're resentful. And what happens is, I know you're going to hate hearing this, but you're taking on a victim mentality. And here's the truth. I know that's not who you really are. It's from the template you came from. And it also is somewhat of a mixture of your personality, your innate temperament, because we have strengths and weaknesses to our temperament. All of us do. So you do not have to feel bad about you, because I don't believe in that. I actually believe in you, but with a little training, a little sharing maybe from me, which has been the case with a lot of men who felt disempowered around their woman. And that is exactly what they would say. It was never enough, never enough. But all of those men would shut down. That is not leadership. And your woman is dying to see your healthy leadership. And I preface that with healthy leadership. Okay? So I gave it to you kind of the quick, snarky version. And now let's dive into it a little bit more. Hopefully you hang around because it's super valuable. Here's where we can find ourselves on even ground, okay? All of us have healthy and unhealthy behaviors, healthy and unhealthy thoughts. And so what causes you, honestly, to be attracted to the person you're attracted to is it's the law of attraction. We all have a vibrational frequency. You are attracting someone who's similar to where you are on the spectrum of healthy behaviors and healthy thoughts, and also unhealthy behaviors and unhealthy thoughts. What's happened though, if you both have a lot of unhealthy behaviors and thoughts, which again, there's no judgment there, it's where you are. And I love you exactly where you are. It took me a long time to develop healthy behaviors and thoughts. And now I'm so passionate to share that with others, because when I lived in a place where I did not have healthy behaviors and thoughts, it was miserable. So it's probably why you're miserable, is you both have unhealthy behaviors and thoughts, and it's going to be at a similar level. But here's what you got to know. It's going to look different. It's going to look different if you're a guy than if it's going to look to a woman or anyone, because we have innate personality temperaments. So that is why that is a key component in what I do when I coach you. Absolutely have to. I'm able to relieve you of judgment of yourself, but also judgment of the other right away, because we're able to see what's really going on. And you probably did not have healthy behaviors and thoughts demonstrated to you. And so you came in with a template. Maybe there's some trauma there too. Maybe there's not being understood. All of that comes together and creates your vibrational frequency, which is how you attracted the mate, and you're both at the same frequency. Now, once you get connected together, married, whatever, one person can grow and the other not, But typically, if one person grows, the other person can kind of meet them. Because when one person grows, it feels really good. It's loving. But if the other person doesn't want to grow, then that's a mismatch. And a lot of divorces or separations can occur from that. So I just want to be clear about that. That is an essential part of understanding this, why so many men are frustrated and are saying it never can be enough. Understanding healthy and unhealthy. We all have healthy and unhealthy behaviors and thoughts. It's just, where are we on that spectrum? And if you're further in the unhealthy spectrum, you're going to attract someone else who is as well. And I think that is when comments like "it's never enough" is happening. I really do. So if we have the spectrum, healthy, unhealthy, and here's the middle, my nose, you're on this side of the unhealthy. Okay? That's okay. Let's just be okay with that. You're loved. You're loved. It's all right. But now that you know, do you want to move over into the healthy region for yourself personally and for your partner? Because that's where you're going to find harmony. It's not going to be in tossing that person aside and going and finding someone else. If you haven't done any heart work to get to the healthy side, you're going to attract the same. She's going to look slightly differently. She's going to have a different outer package. And I'm sure she will have a different temperament possibly. But you're going to recreate. Because unless we choose to grow and move into the healthy region, it's recreate, recreate, recreate. So a couple of years back, I only coached men. And it was an awesome time. I love coaching you men. I think you're great. I really do. I actually believe in you. And I don't look at you with judgment if you're on the unhealthy side. I don't. Because I'd have to then judge myself. Because I was on the unhealthy side for many years. I sought help. I got coaching. And now I get to be a coach myself. So let's just accept that right now. That can be hard for a lot of people. Okay. It can be really hard to accept that I'm in the unhealthy area. It's painful. And I get that. I understand that. I really do. So if you were to come to me to be coached because you're in this frame of mind of it's never enough, the first thing I would do I would listen to, I would hear you out, because it's most likely from your perspective, you are feeling like you're doing a lot and it's never enough. So I actually have compassion for that. I'm going to hear you out. And I probably would agree with you and say, yeah, that does sound like a difficult situation. But then from there, the first thing I need to do after I've listened and you felt heard, because that's really important, to be listened to and heard. It feels really good. The next step is I'm going to look deeper, and I have some techniques and tools I use into your innate personality. That matters in figuring out what's really going on. And your innate personality is going to tell me certain personality types are more givers and others are more takers. It's true. It's true. We have all these different recipes on the planet, but some people are better. Neither is bad, giving, taking, because what happens is the giving personality types tend to overgive. Not healthy. So again, we're in that unhealthy region. Then you have people who are more taking than they are innately giving, and they overtake. So that's why you have givers and takers that tend to attract each other. What I found with most of the men that I coached who said, I can never do enough, they were actually more of the giver personality type. They had that within their innate temperament, and they attracted a taker. Well, what they didn't realize is they were overgiving and they were completely lacking in the leadership, which is absolutely there inside of you. Okay. And so their taker kept taking. But what happens is the overgiver sees the taker as worse than them. How dare they? But this is where I'm here to tell you again, it's equal vibrational frequency. Overgiving and overtaking is not healthy for anyone. It's not healthy for you. You're going to wear yourself out. It's also not healthy to overgive because now you're in codependent land or enabling land. It's not healthy. It just isn't. So wouldn't it be great if you both could move to a place of healthy giving and taking? That's the goal. And when you get healthy, then it's balanced. Here's the beauty too. What if you were meant to be awakened to the fact, let's say you're the overgiver, I've been overgiving and it doesn't feel good. That is worth celebrating. I celebrate that stuff because that's awareness. Now we can do something with awareness. So you don't like this feeling of it's never enough. You're probably overgiving. Now, I don't want to say that's always the case. It could be possible that you're a taker and you don't want to give anymore. And she, it could be reversed. Okay. But that's why it's important for me to dig deeper into your innate personality and discover kind of your proclivities. And then we'll have to find your partner's proclivities. And we build from there. So what I will also do is I want to know exactly what is being said in the home. How is she never enough? What does she say? Tell me exactly what she says. And sometimes I have to pull that out of people, but I need to know what is being said. So I hear what she said. And then I said, okay, how did you respond to what she said? Do you know what I hear most of the time? Shut down. They don't say anything. And they're just resentful. So that's where you have the lack of leadership. And that is where you have a victim mentality. Okay? It's true. It's an is. So again, you're still loved. I think you're powerful. I think it's right there inside of you. It just has to be unleashed. We can unleash the empowered superhero inside of you that will not shut down, can actually have a conversation with expectations and looking at your schedule and looking to see, okay, what is it I'm doing? What are you doing? How can we make this work that we both feel valued, seen, and heard in this situation? And I don't feel like I'm doing everything. That's leadership. One of my favorite, most powerful tools is called the weekly check-in. I also call it the Dragon Slayer ritual, because to me, a Dragon Slayer man will make sure to have a check-in every week, see how it's going. And the beauty of the check-in is you both get to share. Each of you get to share what's working, what's not working, and what can we do about it. And you do it together. So can you only imagine every man that has written in the comments, it's never enough? I'm going to make a guess here that none of them have done a check-in. None. None of them probably have healthy communication skills. Most of them probably shut down and have resentment. That's probably what's happening. And it's just true. It's just true. So, a healthy man in his healthy leadership does not shut down. He doesn't. So if you're out there and you're shutting down and you don't want to shut down anymore, you know where to go. I'm right here. I would love for you to unleash the leader inside of you. And I don't think it would even take that long. A few sessions. Get you going, get you excited about who you are again. Okay? And again, a reminder I know you want to say, but she's impossible. She might be. We can discover that together. There are some people who are impossible. That is in the narcissism realm. And I want to make it clear, though, our society loves to throw that term around and use it in areas where it is not necessary. We've become a very reactionary, egoic society that wants to blame and shame. Your higher self never blames and shames. Your higher self does not. Okay. We're a society that is ego-driven and they want to make someone wrong. And as I said before, I don't really believe in that. I don't think it works. I don't think it raises people up. I love the positive route. Let's discover your innate temperament. Let's discover your strengths and weaknesses so you can be aware of them. And then you know what can happen? You and your partner can help each other when a weakness appears, not make the other wrong and call them a narcissist for being selfish. They might be having a selfish moment. A few nights ago, I could see my partner was moving into his selfishness. I didn't take it personally. I didn't make him wrong. I didn't go after him. I gave him grace. And I actually helped him come out of it really fast. That's what we do for each other. That's what it's about. Because we are in an imperfect world with a lot of us walking around with our strengths and weaknesses. And again, like I said, society, culture wants to cancel people and make people wrong and blame and shame. That is narcissistic. Yes. Is it full on in the let's see a spectrum. You got full on narcissist over here and just plain old having a selfish moment. That's real. And that is worth discussing. Some things aren't just absolutely black and white. Okay. All right. So it may sound like I'm being harder on the guys, but I'm really not. When I coach my women, I talk to them about how they can be grace and stay in their feminine when their guy is lacking in his leadership. But here's the problem, guys. This is why I feel like in the end, I need y'all to step up. Because if she is always just Miss Amiable and is suppressing her feelings and just wanting so badly for you to step into your leadership, if she doesn't let you know in some way and tell you, most likely you're not going to change. She has to let you know. And if you're in the unhealthy version and you're really driven by ego and you can't be told anything, you're going to resist and you're not going to listen to her. And then you get nowhere. And that happens all the time. So it often takes an outside person to come in and talk to you separately. When I coach couples, I coach separate first. We have to go separate first. I have to get fully into understanding you and build you up. That's the first thing I do is we build you up. Same with her. Then once we get understanding created and awareness, then we can come together. Okay. There's way too much to look at if you try to just coach people together immediately. That would be a mess. So just know I'm on both of your sides, and I hope this was helpful for you. Please ask any questions further. I can definitely expand on this issue because it's a biggie. But I did share the foundational concepts that I think are really important to recognize, that we all have these strengths and weaknesses, and that, you got to see where you're at on that healthy and unhealthy scale of being triggered, your behaviors and your mind, your thoughts. And if you're over in that region, we need to get you over to the healthy range. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. See you next time.